Hello, guys. On today's topic, I am bringing a conversation which should be a controversial, which is immigration. Immigration is something that is definitely affecting the debate in the United States. It is a huge concern relating to borders in the United States, and it's something that, in my opinion, the Democrats have left unaddressed. Uh, while looking through all the videos from the Democrat sides, I noticed many of the positions have changed in the when they're trying to pass new laws or enforce new laws because they don't want to like offend people. They don't want to seem as they hate immigration or they're racist or xenophobic because other people want to come to the states. But the way that I see it as an immigrant myself, who came legally, who went through the process, who waited my time until I was allowed to come to the United States, it's like having imagine, for example, I come from the IT cybersecurity background. Imagine you in that position where anyone that comes into your organization can just bring any computer to your environment. How are you gonna reduce the likelihood that you're gonna have a virus in the organization, a ransomware that could spread and cost millions of dollars and many other issues? How do you address that? You need to have certain controls, and not only you need to have those controls, which on the political side will be laws. You have existing laws. The problem is you need to actually enforce those laws because laws without enforcement are meaningless. And I'm definitely bringing this topic because as a Real Madrid fan, I was following this article where Tony Kroos is getting a lot of some pushback in Europe because he was making some criticism regarding the uncontrolled immigration in Germany. For those who don't know, Tony Kroos is a German player who retired this season. He played for in Germany until 2024 when he joined Real Madrid. And I'm sorry, 2014 when he joined Real Madrid, and he hasn't been living in Germany since 2014. And he said that the country has changed a lot. There's a lot of issues regarding the immigration problem, control, and even on one of his statements, he was saying that he's preferring staying in Spain because he doesn't feel his daughter will be safe. And we're talking about Germany, who normally ranks in one of the highest when it comes to safety. It's a very safe country when you put it into numbers. And what happens is when you bring uncontrolled immigration, like happens in the United States, yeah, what's happening to Europe, Sweden, many other countries. The main problem that you're seeing is people need to be able to adapt to your culture. People come, like for example, I come from Cuba. If you bring a number amount of people from Cuba without control, what's going to happen? In Cuba, there's no incentives to go follow the rules because if you follow the rules, you starve. You literally starve. The system does not allow you to not survive. You literally will starve. I mean, 88 to 90% of Cuba lives under extreme poverty with under $20 per month, which is wild. And if you don't have a certain control or certain limits of how immigration comes to the country, what's going to happen is people are going to create little blocks, little ghettos where people are not going to adapt to the successful of your country because there's a reason for people come to Germany. There's a people come to the United States. It's because we have an effective system that is better than the system that they had. But if you bring too many people on without control, you're gonna create problems. Keep in mind, these people come from a system that does not work, as I mentioned, and it could lead to multiple problems. And what people think is, oh yeah, most of the immigrants are looking for a better future. I came to the United States looking for a better future because I had no future in Cuba. I had no future studying anything. There's because the pay was horrible and the conditions, everything. There's no system. There's no infrastructure. There's nothing. There's nothing that you can work for. But the United States gave me that opportunity. But you don't need that many bad guys to start causing trouble. It's not a coincidence that the scam capital probably of the United States is Miami. because you have people that for 50 years through socialism in Cuba, they have found ways how to get around the system. They're looking for ways how can I steal from this insurance? How can I steal from the medical insurance? How can I steal from the car insurance? And look at the rates. Look at the rates. Look how many of fake accidents. And there's many people that do things like that. And the problem is those people grew up in those systems, and that's how they learn to survive. There's something that we call in Cuba vivir de cuento, like living from the tail, living from the tail. I think it's the best translation. It's just finding ways to exploit the system. And for an American or somebody from Europe, they don't have that mentality because they had a good life. They had a purpose to actually study, had purpose to do other things. Not in those countries. And that's where the problem comes. And people want to criticize Tony Cruz for making that criticism, even though it was a light criticism. It is the truth. And if you actually look at Gallup polls, which I'm going to show you, one of the biggest concerns that people have in the States, it is immigration. And it is something that needs to be addressed. And in my opinion, if Biden would have actually addressed that problem, it would have been a completely different story. According to a Gallup poll that I looked, immigration represents the second most important thing outside economics to the voting public. And it's not about against immigration, but it's about having a control. It's having a system where you incentivize those people that are coming in to follow the rules. Hey, this is a system that we have. You have to follow the rules. You have to wait your turn. Some people are like, oh yeah, you have to wait 20 years to come to come to the United States, because millions of people would love to come to the United States. That's how it is. And or for example, people make criticism in the United States, which is definitely a different debate, on the gun things regarding firearm control and gun control. But when you look at countries like, for example, Switzerland, Switzerland has the second gun per capita in the West, comparing, I mean, in Europe and the United States, and they don't have any crime problems because they have a culture. People cannot just come to Switzerland because there's strict restrictions in order to come to the country. You have to, in order to just to get an extended visa in Switzerland, you need to have a job. If you don't have a job, you get sent out. How's the crime in Switzerland? How's the culture? How's the street? Yes, it is a smaller country, but you can pick what's working from different countries and try to find a way to improve it. The problem, I think, is a big one. The problem is in my opinion, politics does not represent the people. They represent their party first. If there's a law that is implemented by a Republican, even though it's gonna be good for the country, the Democrats are not gonna pass it. It happens the same both ways. Why hasn't the border been fixed in the past? Why, when Ted Cruz was saying, that they actually want to pass a border bill, I think in 2013, why didn't it pass? Because probably Republicans try to block it. Because again, they care more about the party than they care about the United States. That's why the two-party system, it's not helping us. It's not helping us at all. It's just creating more division. And now we have two senior citizens that are running that are our best options in the country, really. But well, going back to the initial the initial topic, which is immigration. The immigration thing has to be fixed. It has to be fixed. It has to be a bipartisan issue. Hopefully, we don't see the fake things and the fake calling and all the nonsense that we've seen in Congress. That it looks like a freaking Mexican Mexican novela with all the drama, where people don't want to work with each other, and there has to be some compromise in order to fix the situation. And unfortunately, they don't want to fix it. But that should be a big concern to the United States. But I will leave it here. I will just provide here some notes. I'll provide you with the Gallup poll, as I mentioned. I will provide you with other data from Sweden that I've been able to see, concerns that even communists in Spain is complaining about the immigration in Spain. So it's food for thought. is something for people to consider. All right, guys, that's it with the video. I'll wrap it up right here.